We are 21 hours into the frenzy. If you are counting at home, which team has your head turning? James.
My head is turning, I don't know which direction, but it's looking at Lou Anarumo and the Cincinnati Bengals defense. He mentioned it during the combine when he spoke to reporters that it would be huge, that it would be devastating if he lost both safeties in Jesse Bates and Von Bell in free agency, and that happened on the opening day of the negotiating period. Von Bell goes to the Panthers. Jesse Bates, as we've talked about, goes to the Atlanta Falcons, and I don't think any of us understand how massive this is. We know they have Joe Burrow, we know they have Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, a great offense. This was really the only defense we've seen recently to stop Patrick Mahomes. This is really the only defense we've seen to have the ability to get past Mahomes to the Super Bowl. And that is because of these two players. These two players are the ones that led player-only meetings regularly on the defensive side of the ball in the secondary. They're both extremely intelligent. They're both very versatile. They are the ones that have allowed Lou to be called this mad scientist that we've called him over the last 2 years because of their ability to manipulate this defense week to week by putting new things in, by changing within games, by changing within plays. They are the ones with young quarterbacks and inexperienced cornerbacks to keep them in the right spots. They are the leaders of this defense. They knew they were going to be losing Jesse Bates. The hope was that they'd be keeping Von Bell. They lost them both. Now you have, this is something they kind of prepared for. You have Dax Hill, who they drafted in the first round a year ago, who's going to be the guy now leading things on the back end. Jesse Bates has told me he's intelligent, told me he plays very well. We're going to find out, like Kyle said. But now you were teaching a master class in terms of defense each and every week. You're now down to the entry-level 101s. The ones at The Ohio State University I was sitting in, 70th row, back of the auditorium, you know, down there, just where everybody's
Rocks
there, learning the, yeah, more or less. I did major in sports and leisure studies, but yes, those are the type of classes Lou is going to be teaching, not the ones that he was the last couple years. This is a huge difference maker.
Legitimately leisure studies?
Yeah, I want to know what this entails now.
Sports and leisure studies, okay?
What
That
leisure
explains
are
why
you
you're so
studying?
good at parlor games.
Yeah.
I'm tremendous. He knows. They're the best bocce players you'll see. Have we played underground bocce together?
Yes, we have.
Yes,
you got a
we have.
PhD in underground games.
Wow. Well, listen, the Bates and Bell thing is massive. You said this is the duo that allowed them to beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. They gave the Bills the first home playoff loss of the Josh Allen era. Like, we focus on the quarterbacks. That's the real fabric of a really good team that got weaker by losing them. We'll see. I'm going to go back to the Jets. Ian mentioned it. We have now reached the farce of that they're in negotiations with Lazard, like in the whole Aaron Rodgers tracking. Now they're potentially bringing in his alleged wide receiver 1 from last week, and yet we're still not announcing. When is Ian going to announce the Randall Cobb signing to the Jets? Because you know that's coming. Rodgers doesn't go anywhere. Cobb doesn't go.
Yeah.
You know that's probably what's holding this up, is that he's like, I really want Cobby with me, and they're like, all right, you can bring Cobby. And then once they get that, then they will announce it. It's really funny to me that it's just the utter lack of subtlety that they were waiting, and oh, it's not in, but one of his favorite teammates on the Packers and one of his most trusted receivers is now going to join. And by the way, if they do sign Lazard and they put him with Garrett Wilson, they put him that offense is awesome. I mean, it's just awesome. So I just sit here at 9:06 a.m. Eastern, and we're all laughing about the Rodgers thing, and I say go on and on and on. Now it's just rubbing it in our face. Now they're bringing Lazard. I don't know if Tanyan's coming. Aaron Jones was here last week. He said he was not going to become a Jet, so I don't know if we're doing that at all. But in the meantime, Lazard.
Keep your eye on James Jones coming out of retirement.
You know what? That's a great call. Maybe we'll get James Jones and Jermichael Finley. Can he come out of retirement soon? We can just make him a Jet while we wait. Sean, what do you got?
Yeah, listen, my head's spinning right now with the Denver Broncos. This time last year, we were talking about, are they the favorites to win the NFC West or AFC West? They finished dead last. 5 wins. It's not acceptable. You just laid out their plan, this free agency, and how much money they've just spent. I think Sean Payton coming to Denver. Look, everybody's like, all right, you're going to be a great partnership with Russell Wilson. You're going to fix it. But, you know, my head's spinning right now with what they've done up front. They said, look, we're going to go out and protect Russell Wilson. The most sacked quarterback in the league last year, yes, Russell Wilson, 63 times. They could not find a way to protect him. Part of it's, look, we got to establish the run game. So they go out and they get Mike McGlinchey. They go out and they get Ben Powers. And the whole point of this is, all right, we've got to protect our number one asset right now, Russell Wilson. His moniker last year, all season long, Kyle, was what?
Let's ride.
Let's ride. They couldn't ride. All right, he was getting knocked off the horse. Now they've got to ride. All right. Here is the guys that they signed, right? I just mentioned McGlinchey and Ben Powers, but this is the type of culture that Sean Payton is trying to bring. Here's a little sound clip on Ben Powers when he was coming out of the draft and the type of offensive lineman you were getting up there in Denver.
Offensive line, man, we just do our job and we go home at the end of the day happy that we dominated the man in front of us. You know, a lot of people ask me what motivates me. What motivates me is I love taking a grown man's dreams and crushing it.
Yeah!
Taking a grown man's dreams and crushing them.
Awesome.
All right, that's the exact type of guy you want to have in your huddle, in your locker room, protecting your quarterback. That right there is contagious.
Son, you're flushed right now.
I love
Look at you.
I love Ben Powers. I love Chad Powers. I love everything that
Kenny
represents-
Powers.
Kenny Powers, yes.
Austin Powers.
Austin Powers. Give me all
Max
of that.
Power.
And I love that
Got that off a
mentality. I love
hairdryer.
that culture right there.
That's awesome. Just awesome.
It
That
was
a great
the
quote.
delivery of that quote too, like
Yeah.
just said in like the most
Matter of
calm demeanor. Yeah, and then that's not what I expected to hear him say. Okay, so before this segment aired, our producer's like, "Hey, Sarah, you said you wanted to talk about the Packers here. They're turning your heads in free agency. I didn't think they've done anything." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the
That's the
point."
point.
Which is kind of where you went with
Great.
the Jets. So like you're starting to hear like Alan Lazard, some dominoes. What are the Packers doing? Like, I mean, are we up there in Green Bay? Like, are people walking by like the office and go, "Wait, what are we doing? What are we doing?" Like, let's say Jordan Love's our guy, which we believe that's what's happening. What are we putting in place? Are we doing anything? Because now we got money to spend. I mean, I know nothing's official. Like, can't say it. Nothing's official yet. It hasn't happened. But like, what are we doing? Like and then it feels like nothing. And I know that you have to wait for this to become official, but apparently it feels like the Jets are down the road with this thing and they're signing some people. And for all we know, Jordan Love could be incredible, amazing. It's all the things that the Packers hope he's going to be. And we talked about this. Well, we've talked about it ad nauseum. It feels like to the extent of you're stiff-arming two franchises right now. It just doesn't. I have to believe that there's a plan in place. I have to believe. When I say plan in place, I mean it in the sense of they already know the answer. They already know this. They're already down the road with it. We just don't know. It hasn't leaked. This is obviously an incredibly tightly held secret in the sense, or I should say the worst kept secret. It just has not leaked in any official capacity. But what are the Packers doing? It just feels like it's been incredibly quiet because you're clearing up a ton of money. You have to do something. You have to surround Jordan Love. Like, what are we doing to help him succeed in this next era of Packers football? And it's turning my head in the sense of nothing's happening. And that's a little bit mind-blowing. And again, I understand, like, we can't hear that things are happening in an official capacity, but it just feels like nothing's happening right now.
I'd love to see have a camera inside the Green Bay Packers facility, like after all the news finally happens. Like, what is it? Is it jubilation? Is it sadness? Like, what do you do? And then, if you're in there having a conversation about, I can't believe this just happened, and you're in the cafeteria and Jordan Love walks in, like, are you hugging it out? Like, high five? Hey, man, here you go. Like, are you celebrating? Or it's like, if you're showing any kind of remorse or sadness that Aaron's not there, now are you not on Team Love?
No, I hear you. And I that's why we're all interested to hear Rodgers talk, and he'll do his thing, and he'll have his quotes and his sound bites, and he'll be ready. I want to hear the Packers talk once he's gone, and I want to explain why. Why did you just trade the best player you've ever had? Why did you just trade a four-time? Why? Explain that to me. And I need something more than it was time. That's a BS, nonsense, cliched phrase. I want to really hear what it was. I don't know if they'll give it up, but I'm more interested in hearing what the Packers say than what Rodgers says.
I think they say this is Aaron. Like Mark Murphy already came out and said, like, this is what Aaron wanted. Last year, he wanted control. It wasn't, you're going to control my fate and my destiny. It's, I want control over this. So I feel like this has all been orchestrated by him, which actually kind of lets Gutekunst off the hook a little bit.
If he's like, I don't want to be here anymore. When you were talking about what's the emotion, it felt like the emotion that we heard from the high school girls basketball game was resignation.
That's right.
I mean, we're talking past tense. Murphy was talking past tense.
Yep.
He was great. For when we had him, to me, it sounded not sadness, not happiness. It just seemed resignation that this is going to happen. And
I heard there's a youth co-ed volleyball tournament.
Is that true?
Later.
Side out?
Today, side out, yeah.
Let's do it.